pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming.
I'm back where I belong. I never felt so strong, I'm back, I'm feeling like there's nothing that I can't try. And if you with me, put your hands high. Put your hands high. You haven't lost a life before. This one is for you. Put your hands high. The dreams are for you. You're rocking with the best. And you, I'll be on the floor.
Coming home, coming home. Tell the world that I'm coming home.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 2012 Toronto Blue Jays home opener. We're happy to have you all here at Rogers Center, home of the Toronto Blue Jays, and joining us live on Sportsnet, coast to coast across the country. And what better way to start off 2012 than by recognizing another incredible season by number 19, Jose Bautista. Please direct your attention to the video board for a special recap of Jose's 2011 accomplishments.
With his focused stare, he concentrates and calculates. He is prepared for this moment. He knows what is coming next. In his mind, the ball has already left the park. He can feel the crowd. He feeds off their energy. He can see them rising to their feet, hear them singing his name. He senses the excitement of his teammates, of the city, of this country. He knows what is possible. He believes it. All that's left is to do it. He is aggressive but patient, dominant yet humble. Offense and defense, speed and slugging, power and grace. He is proud to represent Toronto. He's a leader in every sense of the word. He is the most feared hitter in baseball. He is ready.
Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone.
Jose Bautista earned some significant awards for his unbelievable 2011 season. Here to present Jose with his 2011 Silver Slugger Award and the Scott's Top Vote Getter Award is hitting coach Dwayne Murphy. Jose received his 2011 Hank Aaron Award at last year's World Series. Let's hear it for number 19, Jose Bautista. Congratulations, Jose. This past December, Canada's baseball community was shocked and saddened by the tragic deaths of Tanner Craswell, Mitch McLean, and their friend Tabitha Stepple. Elite athletes from Prince Edward Island, Tanner and Mitch had an immense love for the game of baseball. Second baseman and shortstop, side by side, both young men excelled at the game, enjoying success at the provincial and national levels, and played together with the Lethbridge Bulls of the Western Major Baseball League. Both players were leading the way for a generation of young Canadians to realize that baseball is not just an American pastime. The Toronto Blue Jays Baseball Club and Baseball Canada would like to take this moment to remember Tanner and Mitch and Tabitha Stepple. With us tonight are the Craswell and McLean families and Shayna Conway, Tanner's girlfriend and sole survivor of the tragedy. Here tonight to represent Baseball Canada is President Ray Carter. On behalf of the Toronto Blue Jays, Ricky Romero and Brandon Morrow will now present team-signed 2012 jerseys to the families in memory of Tanner and Mitch. Through the Jays Care Foundation, the Blue Jays will also make a donation of $10,000 to Kidsport PEI in Mitch and Tanner's names. The funds will allow youngsters in the Prince Edward Island area the continuing opportunity to play this great game of baseball with the same passion that Tanner and Mitch displayed. Thank you.
We got all the weapons. Now it's about going out there and being able to play every day.
We're going to win a lot of games, and I have a great feeling about that.
It's one team, one goal. That's basically what it comes down to.
We're talented, but we're going to have a little swagger. We're going to go out there and with the belief that we can win every night.
You get in a division that, you play well and you finish fourth. Well, you got to step it up. You got to play good all year long, and this is a team that's hungry for that.
Being on the outside looking in, you see the playoffs in October, and you want to be there. You want to be those guys on the field, with the whole country watching.
I think we're for real. I think this whole lineup that we have is dangerous.
We're not here to just compete. We're here to win the division. We're not worried about an extra playoff spot. We're worried about winning that division and winning the championship.
It's what you dream as a little kid, to go into a full stadium full of your home fans and just everyone's rooting you on. And every time I think about it, I get tingles running down my back.
Our whole team is just better up and down. They know we're coming after them. They know we're not going to give up. That's going to be, I think, our motto this year.
We've done a lot of talking, and we can do all the talking we want, but now it's playing in between the white lines.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the teams for tonight's game. First, please welcome the 2012 Boston Red Sox, non-starters, coaches, and support staff. Now, the starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox, managed by number 25, Bobby Valentine. Batting first, center fielder, number 2, Jacoby Ellsbury. Batting second, at second base, number 15, Dustin Pedroia. Batting third, first baseman, number 28, Adrian Gonzalez. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 20, Kevin Youkilis. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 34, David Ortiz. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 7, Cody Ross. Batting seventh, right fielder, number 12, Ryan Sweeney. Batting eighth and catching in the bullpen, number 39, Jared Saltalamacchia. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 3, Mike Aviles. Pitching for the Red Sox in the bullpen, left-hander, number 61, Felix Dubrons. And now, Blue Jay fans, your 2012 Toronto Blue Jays. First, please welcome your 2012 Toronto Blue Jays, along with the coaches and clubhouse staff. First, visiting clubhouse manager Len Frillick. Equipment manager Jeff Ross. Clubhouse manager Kevin Malloy. Massage therapist Todd Earl. Strength and conditioning coordinator Brian King. Assistant trainer Pat Hudson. Trainer George Poulos. Bullpen catcher in the bullpen, Alex Andriopoulos. Also in the bullpen, batting practice pitcher, Jesus Figueroa. First base coach, Tori Lovolo. Bench coach, Don Wakamatsu. In the bullpen coach, Pete Walker. Hitting coach, Dwayne Murphy. In the bullpen, pitching coach, Bruce Walton. Third base coach, Ryan Butterfield. Coaching assistant, Luis Rivera. Pitcher number 4, Kyle Drabeck. Catcher number 6, Jeff Mathis. Outfielder number 8, Ben Francisco. Outfielder number 14, Eric Thames. Infielder number 17, Omar Vizquel. Pitcher number 21, Sergio Santos. Pitcher number 23, Brandon Morrow. Pitcher, number 24, Ricky Romero. Pitcher, number 32, Aaron Laffey. Pitcher, number 33, Carlos Villanueva. Pitcher, number 38, Darren Oliver. Pitcher, number 44, Casey Jensen. Pitcher number 47, Luis Perez. Pitcher number 48, Francisco Cordero. Pitcher number 54, Jason Fraser. And now, the starting lineup for your 2012 Toronto Blue Jays, managed by number 52, John Farrell. Leading off Shortstop, number 5, Yunel Escobar. Batting second, at second base, number 2, Kelly Johnson. Batting third, right fielder, number 19, Jose Bautista. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 10, Edwin Encarnacion. Batting fifth, first baseman, number 26, Adam Lind. Batting sixth, at third base, number 13, Brad Lowry. Batting seventh, playing left field, number 11, Rajay Davis. Batting eighth and catching in the bullpen, number 9, J.P. Encidia. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 28, Colby Rasmus. Pitching for the Blue Jays tonight in the bullpen, right-hander number 37, Henderson Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, your 2012 Toronto Blue Jays. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, in honor of our home opener, we're proud to have presenting the colors tonight, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Fans, we ask you to please rise and join us in a moment of silence. Along with Tanner Craswell and Mitch McLean, tonight we honor the memory of 3 others that we recently lost and who contributed greatly to the Canadian baseball community. Once described as Canada's greatest sports writer ever, Trent Frame's career spanned over 60 years. Trent wrote for the Toronto Star, the Globe and Mail, and Toronto Sun. Marty Springstead was an American League umpire from 1966 to 1985. Following his on-field career, he became executive director of umpires. Gary Carter made his Major League debut in 1974 with the Montreal Expos and remained with the Expos throughout the '84 season before moving on to the New York Mets, where he was an integral member of the 1986 World Series champions. Gary Carter was the first player to enter the Hall of Fame as a Montreal Expo. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. Fans, in honor of our great country, we are proud to welcome to the field Warrant Officer Robert Morningstar, 7th Toronto Regiment. Warrant Officer Mark Diott, the Lorne Scots Regiment. Corporal Thomas Burkett, Governor General's Horse Guards, and Corporal Ryan Newton, Governor General's Horse Guards. All 4 men have served several deployments in Afghanistan, protecting our country, and we're honored to have them here at Rogers Center tonight. Along with these 4 members, please welcome Army Reserve Officer 2nd Lieutenant Scott Newlands. Lieutenant Newlands is with us tonight to perform the national anthems.
so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command, à ton grâce et porter les pays, y s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Ladies and gentlemen, Second Lieutenant Scott Newland. Fans, please join us in welcoming our very special guest to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch. He was a Major League pitcher over parts of 11 seasons and was a member of 2 World Series winning teams, the 1964 Cardinals and the 69 Mets. At the conclusion of his playing career, he returned to medical school to become a doctor, and since 1978, he has been the team physician for the Toronto Blue Jays. Tonight, the Blue Jays would like to recognize Dr. Ron Taylor for his 35 years of continuous service with the team. To throw out the ceremonial first pitch, Toronto native Dr. Ron Taylor. Catching is Ricky Romero. Let's hear it for Dr. Ron Taylor.
On the ground, Lynn takes the second hop. They'll go to the bag. Ellsbury's retired.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for young Henderson Alvarez, brought to you by Home Hardware. Homeowners helping homeowners. He will attack the strike zone with that fastball. It's got a little bit of a sink on it, so if he's on, he's going to get a lot of ground ball outs. The changeup, he's got a couple of different types of changeup. He'll throw it over for a strike, and he's got the strikeout pitch that he'll use for the change. It's a little bit harder, a little bit more of a slider or cutter, if you will. He's abandoned his curveball.
Dustin Pedroia, the Gold Glove second baseman, takes the first pitch strike. Pedroia 3 for 13 on the season. Red Sox, as we mentioned, 0-3. There's a ball back into the seats, out of play. Boy, Alvarez, he has really grown. He's got a knack for picking up instructions very quickly.
Some of the things that they have worked on with Henderson Alvarez is his slider, his grip. They want him to get the ball out in front just a little bit more, and that'll help him get whip on that ball.
Fastball down and away. Pedroia fights it off. Dustin Pedroia hit .307 a year ago with 21 homers and 91 RBIs.
Very good at the second spot in that lineup for Bobby Valentine's team, sitting behind Ellsbury's speed and in front of the power of Gonzalez.
0-2 pitch. Tapped foul at the plate. Alvarez, his last start in spring training didn't go that well. He faced the A lineup for the Detroit Tigers, and all you got to do is ask the Red Sox about the Tigers. They're pretty potent.
Yeah, they certainly are. Shell-shocked.
Up and in.
That start you were just talking about for Henderson Alvarez against the Tigers the last day of the season. First 5 batters for the Tigers hit the ball hard against him. 4 base hits and 1 line out to the outfield, but he gathered himself. He ended up pitching 4 innings and shut out baseball after the first.
Ball is popped back out of play. Quite a battle going on between Alvarez and Pedroia.
Pedroia never gets cheated at the plate. He'll take swings even with 2 strikes, track the baseball, but he'll never get cheated. He swings hard. Might be one of the best high ball hitters in baseball.
On the ground, Laurie comes in, takes the big hop. 2 outs. Brett Laurie got a rousing welcome here at Rogers Center when he was introduced in the pregame ceremonies. Langley, BC native.
Well, he never stops moving at third base, positioning himself. He's always moving, getting himself ready. One of the things they've worked on with Laurie is to keep his feet moving, and he does that beautifully. There's the alignment that they're going to use with Adrian Gonzalez. Brett Laurie is going to position himself right behind the pitcher and peek.
This ball is flared down the left field line. Rajay Davis comes over, and it's a foul ball. That shift was interesting, and it's different than the shift we saw with Travis Hafner, another powerful left-handed hitter. What are the differences in this alignment against Gonzalez?
Well, Brian Butterfield and the staff went through, and they found out that Adrian Gonzalez hits a lot of balls right back through the middle. So they want to put Brett Laurie up the middle just in case a ball's hit to the third base side of second base. They feel like his arm's a little bit stronger than Kelly Johnson's, and he can make that play up the middle. So that is the third baseman position right behind it. You don't put too much behind Brian Butterfield.
Alvarez ahead again. Here's the 0-1. Gonzalez struck out twice against Alvarez the last time these two faced each other. In his second at bat, he struck out on 3 pitches. A couple of breaking balls did the trick. One of the few Red Sox off to a good start upstairs. Gonzalez has been tough on everybody. He slugged .815 against the Blue Jays last year, including 6 home runs.
He's got power to all fields. Perfectly situated to hit in Fenway Park with that green monster in left field, but don't let that fool you. There are the numbers: 16 games last year versus the Blue Jays, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. You pitch him away, he'll hit the ball with authority the other way. You pitch him in, he can turn on that too.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Full count. Kevin Youkilis on deck. Goes after a bad pitch and strikes out. Good start for Henderson Alvarez. A 1-2-3 top of the first. Yunel Escobar will start things off. Kelly Johnson. at Sunday off, and Colby Erasmus continues to play every day in center.
24-year-old Felix Dubrant will make the start tonight for the Boston Red Sox. This is his 4th career start and his first since July of 2010. He made 11 relief appearances for the Red Sox last year, including 3 outings versus the Blue Jays. They needed a 4th and 5th starter. Dubrant won the 4th starter spot with a very good spring.
Dubrant's working with a new pitching coach, Bob McClure, and McClure was really impressed with Dubrant's ability to change speeds on his fastball. Feels he's got a nice touch for really disrupting the timing of the hitters. Yunel Escobar will try to start things going here. As we mentioned, just 2 for 19 in the early going.
Pressed a little bit, it looked like, in Cleveland, especially that last game with runners on base. His game is just hit the ball hard and hit it the other way.
Dubrant's first pitch. Downstairs, good fastball. He's got a nice firm fastball, 93 with the first pitch of the ball game.
He's got good sink to it. Needs to throw a little bit more consistent strikes. No doubt about his arm. It's big league caliber.
Ball on the strike. What do you do facing Dubrant as a starter?
I think he's got to establish throw it for a strike.
Up and away. Jared Saltalamacchia back behind the plate. Big change for the Boston Red Sox is they don't have their captain and catcher Jason Varitek.
Meant so much to that ball club and setting up hitters and working with the pitching staff and formulating a game plan.
Popped into the seats. Saltalamacchia started 96 games a year ago, and he is destined to get the majority of the workload. He's worked hard, and certainly Varitek helped him a lot last year with the finer points of calling a game and getting to know this pitching staff.
They've got one of the better catching instructors in all of baseball, and Gary Tuck.
I think he's the best. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a breaking ball. So one thing Escobar has had a problem with in the early going is that breaking ball out of the zone. He has 5 strikeouts already.
Committing himself a little bit too early. At times his swing is getting a little bit long. If he can stay a little bit more compact, that's where his strength is.
A .290 average a year ago. Gets a piece of that breaking ball. A little bit different breaking ball that time from Dubrant. Looked like it had a little more depth to it.
He'll throw a curveball. He'll also throw a slider. It's a swing and miss type of slider that Dubrant will throw. Tinkered a little bit with a cutter, but went right back to the slider.
Full count. This is one thing Escobar does very well. He'll make the pitcher work.
Yeah, if nothing else, the Blue Jays have had a chance now to see 7 pitches. This will be number 8 from your leadoff hitter, and he has seen everything. Everything that Dubrant has in his arsenal, the Jays have been able to see it in this one at bat.
Bounced foul outside of third. Not a whole lot of at-bats for any Blue Jays in this lineup. Dubrant working out of the bullpen, and just his 2nd year with the Red Sox, and a guy that you don't see very often. He was a matchup reliever before making the transition.
Starter in the minor leagues, and when Terry Francona brought him to the big leagues a couple of years ago, they needed another lefty in the bullpen, and that's how he got to the big leagues.
Another full count pitch. Looped into center. Ellsbury on the move. Makes a running catch. Boy, got a good jump off the bat.
Let's take a look at the scouting report for young Felix Dubronc, who's got a big league arm like we have been talking about, and he will challenge you with his fastball. It's got a nice sink to it, to throw it 70% of the time. His curveball is very effective. His changeup, I think, is his third best pitch. It's very good. Effectively retired right-handed batters with that changeup. His slider is developing.
Kelly Johnson, the second baseman, looks at a fastball up and away. Johnson's gone 5 for 14 so far. Fastball on the inside corner. You can see both Escobar and Kelly Johnson wanting to get a little feel for what Dubronc's featuring here.
Good hitters like to get a lot of information. And the only way you're going to do that is see a lot of pitches.
There's that good curveball down and away. Escobar had a 9-pitch at bat. Bautista waiting on deck. Kelly Johnson's got a good eye.
That at bat you were just talking about. 9 pitches against Chris Perez and gave the Blue Jays a chance to win the game yesterday. Fouling off pitch after pitch and eventually walking against Perez.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouled off a tough pitch. 94 with the fastball downstairs.
This is one of the areas that Kelly wants to improve this year against left-handed pitcher. Last year versus right-handers, he was 100 points better facing the righties.
The Blue Jays blue jerseys very prominent here at Rogers Center tonight. Inside. By the first 2 hitters have made Dubronc work. That's the 15th pitch of the ball game for Dubronc.
Can't ask for anything more than that. You know all those Blue Jay hitters are sitting over there taking notes.
A 1-out walk.
Right fielder, number 19, Jose Bautista.
Jose Bautista, he's the man. He's led the majors in home runs the last 2 seasons. Homered in last year's opener here at Rogers Center.
And if he does it again here in this at bat, this place will not blow the lid off of it. The fans are pumped.
Bautista certainly has the advantage of seeing Dubronc work. Everybody loves Jose. On the ground, Pedroia at second. Flips to Aviles, who goes to first for the double play. Bautista headed right at the second baseman. Dubronc gets out of the first.
We've got a motorcycle, a CBR 250R from our motorcycle group. And for one lucky winner, we have the brand new 2012 CRV that's built right up the street in Alliston, Ontario.
We love to hear that. Dave Gardner, thank you, Vice President of Marketing and Sales. And we say hello to our good friends at Honda, Buck and Pat. I'll try to score a lawnmower for you guys. Back to you.
All right, Hazel, thank you very much as Kevin Euclid grounds out. That's the third ground ball out for Henderson Alvarez tonight. It is the Honda home opener tonight, and it's a packed house here at Rogers Center. Difference in this start for Henderson Alvarez tonight compared to what he did last September when he faced the Red Sox. 3 ground ball outs in the first 4 batters tonight. Last year there were 4 fly ball outs, so he's gotten that sinking fastball down in the zone.
Yeah, that's important for him. He's got good movement both away from left-handers, and he can barrel in on the left-handers with that pitch. His changeup, I think, is a little bit better. There is the defense, a little bit of a change from what we saw in the first inning with Adrian Gonzalez in short right field. That's the third baseman, Brett Laurie.
Strike at the knees. Brett Laurie in medium right field, if you will. And David Ortiz has seen this defense all throughout his time with the Boston Red Sox.
You know, it all goes back to what the hitting charts say against certain pitchers. They'll break it down. Right-handers, left-handers, guys who throw hard, guys who throw soft, and they'll watch the hitting charts and they'll see where a lot of the ground balls go off of David Ortiz. That's what Brian Butterfield's job is, to position the inner defense. Does a good job of putting guys where they need to be.
2-1. Upstairs. David Ortiz hit .309 a year ago. 29 homers and 96 RBIs. Was re-signed by the Red Sox. There was a possibility he might leave Boston. Cued off the end of the bat. A 1-out single for Big Papi.
You can go with the percentages, and the percentages say that David Ortiz are going to pull a lot of these ground balls, but with a sinking fastball away from him, he stays right with it. Does not try and pull it. That whole left side is open, and if you're the Blue Jays, you'll take that. Keep the ball in the ballpark.
Now you know where he is when he hits singles. Cody Ross, first year with the Red Sox. Takes the first pitch strike from Alvarez. Ross was originally drafted by the Red Sox, by the Tigers, excuse me. He's played with 6 different major league clubs.
What a playoff he had a couple of years ago with the Giants.
Takes that ball inside. With the Giants in 2010 in the postseason, he had .350 in the league championship series with 3 homers. Made a home run against the Texas Rangers in that Giants World Series win in 2010. Sharply hit, backhanded by Escobar. Second for 1, back to first. What a double play. Get used to it, folks. This is an airtight infield. Escobar made a fine play to the backhand, and Kelly Johnson, watch Johnson at second. The throw is wide, takes his time, and gets Ross. lot of enthusiastic fans. One thing we've noticed early on, a lot of young people, young fans, 25 to 35. Social media types saying, hey, I'm at the ballpark. You don't know what you're missing.
Yeah, and interacting with the Blue Jay players. They are huge on that, the Blue Jay players.
Edwin Encarnacion batting cleanup tonight. Edwin had a big double in the season opener. A 2-run double in the ninth off Chris Perez to tie the game at that point of the ball game. He fouls this one off. Boy, he's swinging the bat very well.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of check swings or swinging at balls in the dirt. That's when you can tell when hitters are locked in. Encarnacion on a 4-game streak versus the Red Sox with damage.
Takes a fastball right in on the corner. How much do you think the good start and the good spring for Encarnacion was a result of his not worrying so much about defense?
I think a lot of it. I think when he came to camp last year, he was at first base, if you remember that. Got a lot of ground balls at first base. And then right when the season started, they said, Edwin, go over and play third base. And I think that really messed him with his mind a lot. Get out of that comfort zone. This spring, they said, we're going to play you at third. We're going to have you DH mostly. Or excuse me, play you at first against the tough lefties.
Has a good eye.
And they haven't wavered from that. They said that's the way it is.
He just seems much more comfortable, much more confident. Minor adjustment with his hitting stance. He keeps both hands on the bat throughout the swing. Line toward right. Ryan Sweeney took a step in. That ball carried, and he was able to recover and make the catch. Fans get suited up for the 2012 baseball season at JAYSshop.ca. JAYSshop.ca has the largest online selection of authentic Blue Jays caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and more. Visit JAYSshop.ca or call 1-877-JAYS-SHOP. And you better get there quick because they're going to run out.
I heard it was jammed tonight. You couldn't even get in. There were so many people in the shop. And why not? Who wouldn't want a new hat to sport here at the ball game?
Adam Lynn hit in the cleanup spot in the first 3 games of the season, facing all right-handed pitchers. He drops down a spot. John Farrell has plenty of options in this lineup, and I think you're going to see some shuffling as the season develops. He's got nice balance with a combination of lefties and righties. Curveball finds the mark.
He has options with players who can play multiple positions. We were just talking about Encarnacion can play first and third. He's taken some some fly balls in the outfield. DH. Omar Vizquel can play every position, I think, on the diamond.
Then tried to check, but went too far, according to Brian Runge, down at third.
Third baseman, number 13, Brett Lawrie.
Brett Lawrie, his first opening day here at home for the Blue Jays. Came up last year, August 5th. It's the first pitch strike. Lawrie's picked up 3 RBIs so far this season.
I think he'll find, especially early in the season here, how pitchers might pitch him a little bit differently than they did last year. Seemed like they chased him and challenged him a lot last year with the fastball.
He's got a nice following early on in his career. Sharp play hit through the hole. Base hit to left. Laurie slipped around first base. He's full speed ahead all the time.
Game speed in everything he does. Dubron tries to go inside. And Brett Laurie is waiting for that one. Ready? And uncorks one into left field. The dimension that he brings on the bases with his speed, he can get himself in a scoring position very quickly.
7 for 8 in steals last year. Boy, does he have a huge lead. That's what you call a one-way lead, where you want to see the throw from a pitcher. Get a look at Dubron's move.
Just like in the first inning where they were watching a lot of pitches, getting some information, Brett Laurie with 2 feet on the carpet. And his first movement was going to be back to first base, anticipating Dubron to throw over.
There's a throw, but not a very good one. You can see Laurie takes that big lead, just trying to draw the throw. He wants Dubron to throw over there. That wasn't his good move. Rajay Davis getting the start in left. Davis had a big 2-run double in the 12th inning of Saturday's game. That was his second at bat. He came into the ball game as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and hit a line drive right to the left fielder off Rafael Perez. How do you assess that move?
So-so. There are certain things that you can watch in pitchers' motions. Where they set their hands when they're going home, where they set their hands if it changes, if they're going over to first base.
He has varied his lead with every set from Dubron.
I think his regular pickoff move, his regular throw to first base, that wasn't his good one. That was just a, here's one, I'm going to show it to you. And then Laurie went out there and got a huge lead.
This is such an important thing. The distraction of good speed at first base that proved to be costly for the Red Sox against the Tigers in Game 2 when Josh Beckett was worried about Austin Jackson at first. He threw to first 5 times, and the big guy, Miguel Cabrera, took him deep. Yeah, that's a pretty pedestrian move. Laurie's got a good read on him by now.
Yeah, he broke back as soon as he picked his leg up. You can't cross over that imaginary line from the pitching rubber. And Dubron basically just picks his foot up and steps towards first.
2 balls and a strike, 2 outs.
He does use the slide step. And right now he can't tuck and get that lower half behind him to let his arm catch up, and a couple of balls have shot out of the strike zone.
Blue Jays time every pitcher they face. Torey Lovullo with the stopwatch at first, checking on Dubron. 3-1. Popped up over near the Red Sox dugout. Just beyond the reach of Saltalamacchia and Gonzalez.
Thought Gonzalez had a better shot at it. The Gold Glove first baseman. Shorter distance from first base. Comes over and finds the railing, and it's Gonzalez who reaches for it. I thought he had a shot at getting it. Not a lot of help from his teammates.
No, nobody jumped up to help him out, let him know how much room they have. Generally, everybody comes to the railing, said, you're all right, stay with it. Full count, 2 outs. They're holding Laurie on because of his speed. Ball is driven in the air. Ellsbury calls for it, makes the catch. Brett Laurie gets a 2-out single, but the Red Sox leave him on.
Helping homeowners.
Top of the third here in the first home game of the season. Well, what an honor for Henderson Alvarez to open up the home portion of the schedule. Big crowd here at Rogers Center.
I think the Blue Jays knew exactly what they were doing when they named Alvarez to start the fourth game of the season, first one here. They named it early enough and set their pitching staff up early enough to get them on track.
Ryan Sweeney came to the Red Sox in the Andrew Bailey trade from Oakland. Sweeney had a great season with Oakland in 2009. He led the ball club with a .293 average.
And he can hit right-handed pitching. In his career, just a shade under 300. There are his numbers since 2006. Just a shade under 300 in his career versus right-handed pitching.
Bounce to third. Laurie knocks it down. Jumps on it quickly. In time to get Ryan Sweet. Knock it down, throw him out. He stayed on it, got to it quickly, and used that strong arm.
We had that shot in the first inning of how much movement Brett Laurie has. Watch him move around, but his athleticism takes over after the ball comes up on him. He pounces on it, picks it up barehanded, and rifles it across the infield to get Sweeney just ahead of him getting to the bag. That's some of the athleticism that we have talked about all spring.
The catcher, Jared Saltalamacchia, a switch hitter, batting left-handed against Alvarez. Hit .235 a year ago for Boston with 16 homers. Always been an intriguing catcher, given the fact that he's a big, strong guy with power and a switch hitter. Pops this one up over near the seats in foul ground. That'll get out of play.
Yeah, that's what he is going to be known for. Saltalamacchia, when he came up with the Braves, the possibility or the potential to hit 20-25 home runs in the big leagues. There are his career numbers in 355 games.
He was involved in that trade in 2007 with the Texas Rangers that sent Mark Teixeira to Atlanta. Saltalamacchia, Elvis Andrus, Neftali Felice went to Texas for a good pitch. He really drove that fastball in on the inside corner.
Matt Harrison was in that trade too, wasn't he?
Yep. Elvis Andrews, Neftali Felice, Matt Harrison, and Bo Jones, plus Saltalamacchia.
Texas's defining moment, I think, when they turned that organization around.
Texas sent Mark Teixeira and left-handed reliever Ron Mayhay to Atlanta on July 31st, 2007. Off the end of the bat, Colbert Asmus dives and makes the catch. Asmus laying out for a second time this season. He made a play going away from the infield in Cleveland to take away extra bases, and right there takes a hit away from Jared Saltalamacchia.
That time in Cleveland that you were just talking about, he ran through it. This time, watch where he is set up, shading Saltalamacchia the other way. Has to come a long way and backhand the ball right before it hits the turf and lays out. You know his starting pitcher loves that type of defense.
Number 9 hitter Mike Aviles goes after the first pitch and flares it out of play. Well, I tell you one thing, it's a subtle change, but a very good change, and that's the defense. Rasmussen center every day. You see his terrific range. We saw him throw out Russell Martin at home plate right at the end of spring training from center field. Laurie's range and quickness and strong arm at third base stabilized that position. Kelly Johnson at second, and the ability to turn a double play. We saw that back in the second inning. Yunel Escobar, strong arm, and Adam Lynn in his second year at first.
You know, and John Farrell has talked about that, the stabilizing effect that having a center fielder play day in and day out, how he's taking control out there. This is a team, the Blue Jays went through 8 center fielders last year.
Outfield was a shambles last year.
Certainly. 10 right fielders, 8 center fielders, 12 outfielders altogether. Different outfielders trying to make the grade.
0-2 missed downstairs. When you have a regular center fielder, a regular right fielder, and a regular left fielder, they get to know each other and can get a sense for who's going to make the play. Swing and a miss by Aviles. Henderson Alvarez has faced the minimum through 3 innings. Good defense has helped him out. A double play in the second and a sliding catch here in the third. It's opening night here at Rogers Center. JP Arancibia, of course, has a lot of young fans, and he will start things off here in the third. Felix Dubron, his first start in 2 years, worked out of the bullpen 11 games. No tension in that dugout.
Never. I don't think there's ever any tension around this ball club wherever you see him.
And Sebia goes after a pitch outside. 0-2. J. Pierre Sebia, his home run on opening day last Thursday, a 3-run shot in the 16th. Difference in that ball game. Had a big opener here last year against Minnesota. Hit 2 home runs against the Twins. Homered against the starter Carl Pavano, and then went opposite field against the left-hander Dusty Hughes.
That's right. He doesn't have to pull the ball to hit it out of the ballpark.
Breaking ball called strike 3. Lebrant has his second strikeout.
His curveball has been improving over the last couple of years. Tough to give up on this one. It looks like it's going to be high and away, but it bends back over the middle of the plate. You can see from our high camera that it caught the plate. It looked like it was plenty high.
Saltalamacchia has done a good job of incorporating the breaking balls early in this game, not letting him just fall into the trap of pumping the fastball. Rasmus got a fastball and fouled it back.
One of the things I've been impressed with Dubron so far here early in this game, he's working on a downward plane. Really stands tall on the mound and really drives the ball to the bottom part of the strike zone.
0-1. Breaking ball fouled off. What's that do from a hitter's perspective?
It makes it feel like you're always reaching for the ball. Nothing is right here. It's a little bit further away from your eyes, and it's a little bit further away from the sweet spot on your bat. So when a ball is down or down and away consistently for that night, it just seems like you're reaching for everything and you're off balance every time you swing the bat.
There's a base hit headed toward the gap, and that'll get past Sweeney and go all the way to the wall. Rasmus is rounding second. He's headed for third. Pedroia's relay is not in time. Rasmus with his first triple in a Blue Jays uniform.
We were just talking about the ball away and being off balance. This time this breaking ball is over the middle of the plate, right in the sweet spot and knocked down. It's up by Rasmus, and once it hits that AstroTurf, it's going to fly all the way to that auxiliary scoreboard in right center field, and with the long strides of Colby Rasmus. Pick him up, put him down, and he knows he's got a chance to get the third with less than 2 outs.
Back to the top of the order. The Red Sox are playing the infield defense back. But Bobby Valentine has always employed that infield that'll move up, and here they come. Bobby Valentine did this when he managed with the Rangers and with the Mets. We've seen it often where they'll start back trying to make you think that they're going to concede the run, and then as the pitcher is set, they charge in.
Billy Martin used to do that when he was the manager of the New York Yankees. Third base coach takes a look, or the hitter looks and sees that the infield's back. And then when that pitcher starts in his windup, they come sprinting in.
The Red Sox used all of Valentine's tricks throughout spring training. It was a totally different atmosphere around Boston than with their former manager, Terry Francona. Valentine's a brilliant baseball guy. No question about it. Now you can see he is directing the traffic on the infield. But he has all sorts of different options. He'll keep the shortstop back. He'll bring the right side in closer.
Looks like the left side is going to move back now about halfway. You don't have to come so far in on the AstroTurf here. The ball gets to you a lot quicker than it does on grass.
2-0, 1 out. Way inside.
It almost feels like Dubron doesn't want to have anything to do with Escobar.
How does the speed of the runner at third affect the infield defense?
I think if the Blue Jays are going to play contact, the infield can anticipate him going home, and maybe they take their eye off the ball.
3-0 to Escobar. A 4-pitch walk.
The Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by PlayStation Vita. The world is your battleground. Never stop playing. PlayStation Vita.
Blue Jays with the best scoring opportunity so far in this ball game. First and third, 1 out, scoreless game. Kelly Johnson took the base on balls back in the first. Dubron has walked 2. First pitch strike. Rasmus at third, Escobar at first. Infield has dropped back to double play depth. Jammed on the ground. Dubron comes home and not in time. Kobe Rasmus with a good slide. Kicked home plate with his spikes and scores the first run of the ball game.
I was talking to Brian Butterfield about this play the other day. It happened in Cleveland, first and third with 1 out. Do you go? Yes, you have to go to stay out of the double play. Rasmus gets a good quick jump. The throw is a good throw. He gets a good quick jump, forces him to come home, and a nice hook slide as he gets his foot in just before the tag of Saltalamacchia.
Great slide by Rasmus as he eludes the tag of Saltalamacchia.
You know, you as a runner at third base, when that ball is hit back to the mound, at times hesitate. Should I go?
Yeah. Especially a little chopper like that.
Like that, because you know they can't turn a double play on it. And it just freezes you for a second. Kobe Rasmus did a good job of breaking on contact.
Bobby Valentine has come out of the dugout. There's been some debris thrown on the field, and you can see the grounds crew picking it up, cleaning up the outfield. And
watch Rasmus again. He gets a good secondary lead and then breaks on that ball back to the mound. He's got deceptive speed when you watch Rasmus run.
And it doesn't hurt that Blue Jays practice their base running all spring long. Jose Bautista, first and second. 1 out. Bautista grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the first. Blue Jays are up 1-0. Driven into right center. Sweeney grabs it. Escobar tags, but he'll hold there. Bautista hit it off the end of the bat. So there are 2 outs now. Well, here's where the flip-flop of Encarnacion and Lynn really becomes important.
Yeah, that's why they did it. John Farrell putting 2 right-handed power bats in the middle of the lineup. If guys are on base, he was going with the lefty-righty type of lineup. But with the left-hander out on that mound, double up with those right-handers. If Bautista can't drive him in, maybe Encarnacion can.
Escobar walked. He's at second. Kelly Johnson reached on a fielder's choice and picked up the RBI as Kobe Rasmus came in to score on the comebacker to the mound. Encarnacion lined to right field in his first at bat. Hit the ball on the line and hit it hard.
1-0. I bet you he is geared for a fastball right here. Better low ball hitter than high ball hitter. And Dubron has been down all night.
Drilled into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Escobar rounds third. The ball is cut off. The Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead. RBI single by Edwin Encarnacion.
Good low ball hitter. Encarnacion, and that's what he gets. A pitch on the inner half, about knee high. But that's his sweet zone. Go down and get it right here. Line it. A couple of hops to left field. No chance for Ross to throw. Escobar out at the plate. That is a good swing. Head down. Strong two-handed finish.
Boy, that two-hand approach has really shortened the length of his swing. He looks dangerous. Adam Lind, a strikeout victim his first time up. 2-0 Jays.
Well, you were right on doubling up with the right-handers in the middle of the lineup with runners on base.
Well, John Farrell has already shown us that he is thinking about matchups, thinking about the strength of his bench. He's got Ben Francisco to counteract the two left-handers down in the bullpen. Ball on the strike. John Farrell did a heck of a job of managing throughout that Cleveland series, pushing all the right buttons in. In the American League, oftentimes you don't need to make all those moves, but he started a runner with Brett Laurie in an extra inning game. Used Rajay Davis at a pivotal point of the ball game as a pinch runner.
Used the bullpen flawlessly through that 16-inning game. You know, you hear players say all the time, the game speeds up for me or it slows down for me. I bet you it happens with managers also.
Oh, I can vouch for that.
I know, that's why I said that.
It really does, you know, get into a game, especially extra inning game. But John Farrell and his coaches have played all those games, all those situations in their mind.
And you start to anticipate them.
1-2, 2 outs, 2 on. Just off the outside corner. Opening night here in Toronto. Blue Jays have taken a 2-0 lead against Boston. Kelly Johnson with a fielder's choice RBI. Edwin Encarnacion, a ringing single to left to drive home the second run. Johnson's been on base twice. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball. Pedroia has to wait on it. Big hop, but still has time to get Lind. But the Blue Jays, ignited by Colby Rasmus's first triple in a Blue Jays uniform, hits it to the gap in right center, and then comes home to score on this play at the plate. 2-0 Jays. Venezuela. Carabobo is the state. Valencia is the capital of that state. And it's interesting that not only is Henderson Alvarez from Valencia, but so is the Red Sox pitcher Felix Dubron. Venezuela is certainly a hotbed for baseball, and Maracay is to the east of Valencia. Barquisimeto is to the west of Valencia. Both have winter ball teams there. This ball is driven to left field. Rajay Davis retreats to the warning track. Last year, Henderson Alvarez got to meet a fellow pitcher, Felix Hernandez, who also comes from Valencia. They didn't know each other. Alvarez, just like Hernandez, he doesn't know Dubron. Dubron signed the year before Alvarez signed with the Blue Jays. Dubron signing with the Red Sox as a free agent, the same way that Alvarez signed with the Blue Jays. But boy, there are a lot of great players coming out of Venezuela.
And the Blue Jays are starting to mine there again. Huge.
The Blue Jays always had a working relationship with the team Lara, which is based in Barquisimeto. Many Blue Jays players played winter ball down there. I can remember when Garth Orge, Lloyd Mosby, Willie Upshaw, Jesse Barfield all played. John McLaren, who at the time was the third base coach, managed there. Luis Leal is from Barquisimeto. So there's quite a Venezuelan connection rooted with this Blue Jays organization. Of course, we have a future Hall of Famer now on the Blue Jays, and Omar Vizquel, also from Venezuela. So it's good to see that Latin connection returning to this organization. And everybody can learn from Omar Vizquel. Driven in the air. Rasmus has plenty of room in front of the warning track. 2 fly ball outs.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Adrian Gonzalez will step in the box with 2 outs. Gonzalez was a strikeout victim. His first time up. First pitch changeup just missed the outside corner.
He's got a couple of different changeups, does Henderson Alvarez. He's got that fish, if you want to call it, just a little bit slower than the other one. He'll use a changeup a little bit harder for strikeouts.
Adrian Gonzalez with 213 hits a year ago is now 0 for 4 against Henderson Alvarez. There's another changeup. Well, he'll throw it any time. He's got a lot of confidence in it.
Both sides of the plate. Keep it down with late movement.
Another changeup. This time it's fouled off. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, there's that different changeup. A little bit harder with a little late movement. Alvarez thought that was strike 3.
Yeah, different than that first pitch that he threw in this sequence to Adrian Gonzalez to get me over one, and then one that he'll use to try and get a strikeout.
Payoff pitch. Boy, Gonzalez. He took some close pitches, and he will take the 2-out walk.
Carbon copy of the one just before. The changeup that dives away from him. J. Parancibia tries to frame it for him. You can tell from that overhead camera that it's just off the plate.
Sometime that movement of the catcher's glove is a red flag to umpires. A little too much movement right there. Kevin Youkilis takes the first pitch, strike. Alvarez is not afraid to pound the strike zone.
One thing that he did the last time he faced the Red Sox back in September of last year, through first pitch strikes to 15 of the 22 batters that he faced.
And Sebia with a motion as if to suggest that Alvarez needs to slow down a bit. Youkilis, a .258 hitter a year ago. 17 homers and 80 RBIs.
Off to a rough start so far this year.
Start out 0 for 8 and was dropped out of the lineup on Sunday. That's foul, back out of play, just a little bit off yet, and it's not unusual that the pitchers have the upper hand early in the season. Hitter's timing isn't quite there. You think about a hitter, regular batter's probably going to get 550, close to 600 at bats during the course of the season, and now you're talking about at bats in the teens.
And it's the distance that the pitchers have gone so far early this year.
1-2, 2 outs. Coming into play today, there had been 96 big league games played in both leagues, including the 2 games in Japan. There have been a total of 27 pitchers pitching 7 innings or more. That tells you that pitchers coming out of spring training have the upper hand.
Yep.
Brandon Morrow was terrific in his first start of the season. Wow. I tell you what, Alvarez is getting no borderline calls whatsoever.
The Red Sox do such a good job of working the count. They all have good strike zone awareness. The guy at the plate right there, Kevin Youkilis, might be one of the best in all of baseball.
Full count. Gonzalez will be off on the pitch. There he goes. Ball just outside of third. How much does that reputation play into what they get during the course of a game?
I think it does. I think it's human nature when you've got a veteran like Kevin Youkilis who has been around and he knows the strike zone. And then a young pitcher like Henderson Alvarez just trying to make a name for himself. That borderline pitch going to go to the veteran.
Josh Beckett had a rough start to his season. Another foul off at the plate. Henderson Alvarez working here in the 4th inning with a 2-0 lead. There goes Gonzalez. Youkilis fouls off another pitch, and he's prone to do this. Alvarez has got a lot of movement on his pitches. He also has those devastating changeups, but his velocity is a little bit of a surprise to many that don't really know him.
Deceiving. Second on the ball club, just behind a known flamethrower in Brandon Morrow. Morrow averaging about 93.5 miles per hour on his fastball in his 2011 starts. Henderson Alvarez just a tick behind him at 93.2. He also has such a smooth delivery that it jumps on the hitters.
Morrow was good on Saturday, boy. Here's another 3-2 pitch. This one is popped in the air, slicing toward the seats. Bautista giving chase. Runs out of room. Well, he slid a little bit further than I think he expected to and slammed into the padding along the seats.
All out, comes hard. And that wall's not going to give.
So we'll do it again. Adrian Gonzalez is getting his sprint work in. He'll be off on the pitch. Grounded wide of third. Laurie, a 360 on the money. Again, a great example of the range of Brett Laurie at third. He guns down Kevin Youkilis. Jays lead 2-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Packed house here at Rogers Center. It's Honda home opening night. And the spirit is very evident. We saw it coming into the ballpark early this afternoon, and these people are having a good time. Brett Lawrie singled back in the 2nd inning. Good curveball for a strike. Blue Jays have scored 2 runs on 3 hits. The Red Sox have a single hit. Lawrie off the end of the bat.
DuBront's done a nice job of mixing up his pitches and giving the batters something to think about. Started Brett Lawrie off that time with an off-speed pitch.
Stays alive. We have said this throughout the early going this season. The Blue Jays really are doing a great job of battling with 2 strikes. Everybody kind of shortens up their strokes and just kind of protects the plate. Little old-fashioned baseball, if you will.
Grind it out, if you will. You don't have to choke up if you don't want to, but just shorten your swing a little bit. Track the ball just a little bit further. And have an idea what the pitcher is going to try and do to get you out.
See Adam Lynn paying close attention to Felix DuBront. Checked his swing on that inside breaking ball. The Red Sox got a good performance from their opening day starter John Lester against the Tigers. He went 7 innings, gave up just a single run. But boy, after that, it was a disaster in Detroit. Red Sox pitching in the 20 innings after Lester left allowed 24 runs on 33 hits, including 7 home runs to the Tigers. Here's the 2-2. Got him. 1 out here in the 4th. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, you don't think it's a big day in Japan for baseball fans? Yu Darvish making his debut against Ichiro and the Seattle Mariners. That'd be like Roy Halladay pitching against Jose Bautista.
And you know they're watching back in Japan. You know, Buck, you were talking about the pitching of the Red Sox after John Lester's start. I mean, the Detroit Tigers can hit.
Yep. We saw that. Alvarez saw that firsthand the last game in the spring.
Beckett gave up the 5 home runs in his start, and then the bullpen got torched in Sunday's ball game. But I think the Tigers are going to do that a lot this year.
Yeah. Tigers have some concerns with their pitching. Matt Scherzer wasn't very good yesterday. Doug Fister's on the disabled list. 2 of their 5 starters. One's on the shelf probably for a month.
Yeah, at least. There might be a lot of those 13 to 12 games.
Back-to-back strikeouts for DuBront here in the 4th.
DuBront has good stuff. He was the Red Sox minor league pitcher of the year in 2010, and you can see why. This breaking ball sweeps down from out of the strike zone and into the strike zone to get Rajay Davis, who swings over the top of it.
J. Pierre Ncibia was a strikeout victim to start the 3rd. DuBront now has 4 Ks. Well, he's starting to get that hook over. Jim Leyland was asked, who's going to replace Doug Fister in your rotation? And as Jim Leyland always is, he was very frank, says, I have no idea. I tell you what, there's some pitchers on the shelf right now. San Diego has 2 of their 5 starters on the disabled list. Boston Red Sox have 2 of their relievers rehabbing in the minors, coming back from injury. Rich Hill and Andrew Miller.
Throw in Andrew Bailey also, who had some surgery on his thumb. But if you're the Tigers and you need a starter, just find someone who can give up no more than 5 or 6, and they're still going to be in the ball game.
I tell you what, pitching is at such a premium, that's even hard to do. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in Seaview, looks at a close one. Everybody's trying to improve their ball club. I mean, it never stops. They're always looking around. Rodrigo Lopez was just called up from the minor leagues by the Chicago Cubs.
Kip Wells back in the big league.
Re-signed with the Chicago White Sox, his original team. 2-2. Cued off the end of the bat. Aaron Sebia stays alive.
How about Andy Pettit?
He's pitching tonight in Tampa. And a rehab start with the Tampa Yankees in the Florida State League. They are targeting an early May return for Andy Pettit.
Didn't pitch at all in 2011.
Outside. Full count.
I heard some good news today about Daisuke Matsusaka, who is ahead of schedule for the Boston Red Sox after Tommy John surgery last year. He is throwing right now in Florida and throwing hard from what I understand.
Full count. And Sebia takes a 2-out walk.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Kobe Rasmus is the batter, the number 9 hitter. He tripled and scored in the 3rd. Rasmus is a much more comfortable player with the Blue Jays. A full spring training. He came to the Jays mid-season a year ago.
Just doesn't have to deal with all the added pressures that he had in St. Louis. He was the new guy, the young guy. Just never seemed like he fit in St. Louis. You were talking about a lot of the veterans that they had on that team.
Rasmus came up with the Cardinals when he was 22. The next youngest player was the catcher Yadier Molina, who was already an established veteran. And he was 26. Just a big gap. And then you had Matt Holliday. You had the older guys on the team. Albert Pujols. Just it was a tough atmosphere. This is a much different atmosphere. Colby Rasmus is just one of the boys here. Fights that one off. Rasmus was instrumental in some of the outfield drills that Torey Lovello used in spring training. They had a very interesting drill. I watched him use the Ponza machine. It's like a pitching machine. It shoots balls into the air. Rasmus suggested to Lovello that they throw 3 balls at the same time to the same outfielder, and they had to catch all 3. They had a lot of fun during that drill. Rasmus pulls it, gloved by the Gold Glover. Adrian Gonzalez, a 3-time Gold Glover, makes a good play to end the 4th. Now it's time for a Blue Jay Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn at the check in with Hazel May.
Hey, Buck, there certainly was no shortage of offseason controversy for David Ortiz and the Boston Red Sox. One of the biggest was the turmoil in the clubhouse while the team was in a free fall. Apparently, members of the rotation were drinking alcohol and eating during ball games. Now, they were not pitching that day. I asked one of the leaders, Ortiz, about that controversy this past spring.
Every clubhouse have beer for the guys after the game or whatever, you know, and food, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was some guys having it during the game, yes, but those guys, they wasn't even in the game, you know. I'm not saying that what they were doing was the right thing to do, but what I'm trying to say is that it wasn't affecting us in our performance on the field.
Now, I can't tell you there was no beer or fried chicken for Ortiz, who told me that after an off-season visit to his doctor revealed high levels of cholesterol, Ortiz quickly ramped up his diet and exercise. And as you see him trot back to the dugout here, he's shed 20 pounds, and maybe the weight loss has helped him so far this season. 5 for 12 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs in the series versus Detroit. Buck, we're going to have to start calling him Medium Poppy from now on. Back to you guys.
I don't know if he's quite medium poppy just yet. He's still a big man, but boy, he looks good. He is in great shape. And I know, Pat, both you and I played late into our careers, and you have to work more the older you get. David Ortiz has certainly done that.
Yeah, you get to 30 years old, and you're considered old in this game. So you've got to put the work in the off season and prepare. It's a long season. Ortiz does look good.
Cody Ross late on a fastball. Cody Ross now 31 years old. Interesting makeup for this ball club. A lot of new faces, and trying to get an idea. Carl Crawford is a regular left fielder. He is rehabbing. He stayed down in Fort Myers, hoping to get into an extended spring game soon. He had wrist surgery and just hasn't progressed well enough to get into a rehab game just yet.
He's had that problem the last 4 or 5 seasons, and it usually goes away in the off season. But when they came to spring training this year, they were doing some bunting drills, and he aggravated it once again. And basically didn't have any spring for the Red Sox. They're hoping that he can come back the first part of May.
And that's very optimistic. Or he is a guy that uses his hands very aggressively hitting, and it's going to be a while before he is ready. Breaking ball in the dirt. That one gets away from Aaron Sebia. Alvarez came out of his delivery a bit, spun out toward the first base foul line.
Looked like he was trying to force that breaking ball to the outside corner instead of just throwing it there.
Three-two, 1 out. Base hit up the middle. Just the second hit of the game for the Red Sox. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. One out base hit. Ryan Sweeney grounded out the third, his first time up. Infield straight away with Sweeney at the plate. Middle playing at double play depth. Blue Jays have turned one double play. That was back in the second.
And with that good sinking fastball that Alvarez has, you can see the outfield. They think that Sweeney is going to hit the ball the other way. He's gotten off to a very good start. There's Rasmus playing him, shading him to left center.
Cody Ross at first. Ball is Lifted down the left side. That'll be a fair ball and bounces into the seats. A ground rule double. Back-to-back hits for the Red Sox here in the fifth.
Get right on cue. That is why they were playing him the other way. Waits on the ball nicely, and Alvarez elevates this pitch. A lot easier for a batter to reach it. An inside-out swing, and there's English on that ball, and it ricochets into the stands for a ground rule double.
Ross is at third. Sweeney at second. Santalamacchia was robbed on a fine defensive play by Kobe Rasmus. Sharply hit at the first baseman. Lind does a great job of keeping his eye on Cody Ross at third while he went to the bag. Ross could have forced the issue, breaking quickly because Lind was deep.
You know, some indecision right there by Cody Ross, the runner at third base. Right there, the ball's hit sharply right at Adam Lind, and you're right, he kept his eye on the runner. And Ross not real sure what he wanted to do there, and he froze just for a second, and by that time it was too late. Red Sox playing make the ball go through. He had thoughts of it.
Or once you hesitate, you're better off just to hold your ground. Still have two runners in scoring position with 2 outs. First pitch strike to Mike Aviles. He struck out his first time up.
Aviles a very dangerous hitter because he can hit the ball the other way. Hitless his first couple of games, and then yesterday had a double to the opposite field.
Boy, there's that new slider. Just a little bit of break right at the end. Looks fastball until it gets into that hitting zone.
And that's the key to that slider. It's a late breaker. When you throw a lot of fastballs early in the game, you start putting fastball in the minds of the hitter. He's in a good spot, too, down and away.
0-2, 2 outs. Off the end of the bat, Laurie gets a big hop. Alvarez gets out of it. He's not pitching like a 21-year-old. Second and third, he gets out of it. Defense has been tight all night long. Escobar, Johnson, Bautista when we come back.
On Sportsnet, brought to you by the all-new 2012 Honda CR-V, proud sponsor of the Honda Home Opening Series.
Back here at Rogers Center, we will go to the bottom of the fifth. The top of the order will start things off. Both pitchers have done a good job tonight. There have only been 6 hits in the ball game, 3 apiece. But the Blue Jays have scored 2 runs. Eric Thames, Colby Rasmus enjoying the night. Thames getting the night off with Dubront starting. He will figure to be in the lineup tomorrow against Daniel Bard.
Keep that bat ready. Still might need him tonight.
Escobar walked and scored in the 3rd. Back-to-back breaking ball. This one finds the strike zone. 1-1.
Starting to lead off those right-handed batters here in the middle innings with a curveball. Did it to Laurie and Davis and picked up strikeouts last inning.
That ball right off the end bat. Escobar, to me, you tell me what you think. He's a little bit over anxious right now.
Yeah. Swings a little bit long. Front shoulder and front side is starting to give away, and that's what Dwayne Murphy has been preaching to him. Keep that front side in a little bit. Shorten your swing up. Looks like he's trying to hit the ball 9 miles.
3 will do. Just missed inside. I tell you what, you face those 3 guys the Blue Jays faced in Cleveland, that'll make you want to rush. Very hard throwing right-handers. Derek Lowe was great on Sunday. Osvaldo Jimenez on Saturday, and then the opener, Justin Masterson, was masterful.
We had some shots of Dwayne Murphy talking with Escobar about using the whole field.
Goes after that pitch away. It's another strikeout for Dubront. He now has 5 in the game.
And 3 out of the last 5 batters that he has faced. Turns that ball over. That changeup is very good. Effective retiring right-handed hitters with it. He uses it against Escobar. Escobar looked like he was guessing inside, and he changed up on him.
That's what you have to do if you're going to be a starting pitcher. You have to have multiple weapons and the ability to basically pitch 3 different games. First 3 innings, middle 3 innings, and then if you're fortunate enough, the last 3 innings. You've got to give big league hitters a different look.
You might go through the lineup the first time through pitching one way, and then the second time through totally change. And Dubront looks like he's doing that now, throwing curveballs early in the count.
Kelly Johnson has been on base twice. He picked up an RBI in the 3rd with a fielder's choice. Bends back from an inside fastball. Felix Dubront making just his 4th big league start. And it's been a good one. Boy, what an at-bat by Kelly Johnson. That was a good curveball. With 2 strikes, he stayed on it. Another good 2-strike approach for the Blue Jay hitters.
Johnson knew that he was going to go down and away with a breaking ball after he stood him up with a fastball, so he stays right on it. Doesn't pull off, doesn't give in. Looks away and bangs it right back through the middle. To the dismay of Mr. Felix Dubront. He knew he made a good pitch.
He made a real good pitch, and you put a ball like that down and away to a lefty hitter, and you figure to get it out. He had the duck out of the way, and now the big man comes to the plate. Bautista 0 for 2 so far. Bautista hit a looping liner to right in the 3rd. He also grounded him to a double play. 2-0 Jays. Kelly Johnson takes his lead at first. Good rip by Bautista.
Staying away from him.
We mentioned the importance of the cleanup spot behind Jose Bautista, and tonight it's Edwin Encarnacion in that spot. He picked up an RBI.
But there's still that one guy in that lineup that pitchers will point out who they don't want him to beat him.
You're not going to really change your approach to Jose Bautista. Pitchers are still going to pitch him very carefully. But when he does get on base, the ability of that 4-hitter to drive him in is really going to be huge.
Certainly showed last time when Encarnacion got the 2-out RBI.
Check swing foul. We talk about Bautista and the big hitters around baseball. Bautista had a couple of close calls go against him in the Cleveland series. We saw earlier in this game, Adrian Gonzalez in the 4th inning had a couple of borderline pitches that weren't called strikes. Bautista doesn't get the same respect that some of the other sluggers around the league get. We see it all the time. And it's probably deserved of Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz. They have a reputation, but Bautista needs to be in that class as well.
It's a lot harder hitting 0-1 than 1-0 when that first pitch, that borderline pitch, is called a strike.
LeBron thought that was a good pitch, and he shows his displeasure to home plate umpire Marvin Hudson by walking away.
Well, there you go. There's some respect right there. That looked like it could have been a strike.
Bautista takes great pride in his preparation, studying pitchers, even though there are limited at-bats against Dubronk for the Blue Jays. He still looks at patterns, what he does against other right-handed sluggers. Boy, this is a good trip by Saltalamacchia. He recognized Dubronk was upset, and he didn't want him to throw another pitch until he had a chance to regroup.
Yeah, and he knows how important this pitch is right here to Bautista. 3-2 and 1 out. He wants to make sure that he's totally focused and not thinking about that last pitch.
You start the runner here with 1 out?
Why not?
I would.
Why not?
Put him in motion. Kerry Johnson at first base. There he goes. Bautista drives it down the right side, but it slices into the seats. Why do you think it's a good move to start the runner here?
Well, I think Bautista, he grounded into a double play his first time up 4-6-3. I think it also shows that you want to put the pressure on them. You're up by 2 runs and just show the Red Sox that you're not going to lay back. You're going to push the envelope, create things, make things happen.
Red Sox have a powerful lineup. Kelly Johnson running again. Bautista pops it up on the infield. Drifting into foul ground. Euclid near the coach's box. Makes the catch. Bautista's retired. This is the first game of a long homestand here in April. The Red Sox 2 more games to finish out this series. Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon. Then the Orioles will come in town over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, April 13th, 14th, and 15th. Tampa Bay, after an off day, will start a 3-game series on Tuesday. And then after a road trip to Kansas City and Baltimore, the Seattle Mariners will finish out the month of April. Call the Blue Jays directly at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Edwin Encarnacion goes after that first pitch from Dubronk. Edwin picked up the RBI in the 3rd. He now has 4 for the season. Kyle Drabek will go to the mound and make his first start of the season. He'll be opposed by Daniel Bard tomorrow night. And if you like good left-handed pitching, how about Wednesday afternoon? Ricky Romero will toe the rubber against John Lester.
John Lester has been sensational against the Blue Jays the last couple of years. Romero finally got to beat the Red Sox last year after having trouble with him a couple of years ago.
Ball and a strike. Good rip by Encarnacion. Edwin really didn't get uncracked at the plate for a long time last year. Didn't hit his first home run until May 29th. Span of 140 at bats. And he's a power guy. He ended up hitting 17 home runs.
Started weighing on him, I think. It's too early in the season right now. When you get into May and then the end of May and you haven't gone large, start thinking about it.
He thought he had his first home run of the season on Saturday. Excuse me, in the opener when he hit that ball off the top of the fence. That was on Thursday afternoon.
We all did. You and I. Edwin thought he got it. The left fielder, I think, thought he got it, but the wind knocked it down.
2-2. There goes Johnson. Strike 3 called. DeBrot catches the inside corner. He strikes out 2 in the inning. He has 6 in the ball game. The inside fastball gets Encarnacion. Jays still lead it 2-0. Welcome back to the Honda home opener. A packed house here at Rogers Center, and they have been traded to a 2-0 lead. Henderson Alvarez is shutting out the Red Sox on 3 hits. Colby Rasmus has tripled and scored. Edwin Encarnacion picked up the second RBI. First RBI was Kelly Johnson's fielder's choice. Top of the Red Sox order.
It's a big inning right here, I think, for Alvarez. Third time through the lineup now. The Red Sox have had a chance to watch him work.
Well, what a combination. A first pitch breaking ball for a strike, and then the changeup. As a hitter, you just can't be looking for those pitches.
You can't guess along with Henderson Alvarez, who's changing it up. Now it's the big one. Where do you go? Do you go right back to a changeup?
Well, he made him reach for a pitch away. Another changeup at 82 miles an hour. The veteran Darren Oliver starting to loosen up behind Henderson Alvarez. Oliver has made 2 appearances so far. For a couple of innings. We mentioned it's the Honda home opener. It's a sellout, 48,473 in attendance. And they've been treated to a good one. 1-2. Bouncing ball. Alvarez is a terrific fielder and a great athlete. Makes an easy play of it.
PS3 stays home, but the game goes with you. Never stop playing. PlayStation Vita.
One out, the number 2 hitter, Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia is 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. Breaking ball. Pedroia looked to be taking all the way. He knows his job. They're down by 2. He's got to get on base. Pedroia is now in his 6th season. Hard to believe that he has been with the Red Sox that long. We talk about somebody getting the most out of his ability. Came up 2006, played in 31 games, and then became the regular in 2007.
Type of player who comes to the ballpark every day.
And he's first.
Yeah, he's always out on the field before everybody else. But it's almost like he's trying to prove to you every single day that he belongs here. Well, he certainly does. But he's got that edge about him, the way he plays the game. Doesn't take anything for granted.
High fly ball. Davis on the run at the track, looking up. Home run, Dustin Pedroia. He's got some pop. 21 home runs a year ago, and it's a 1-run ball game.
And this is his first one of this year. We were talking in the first inning about Pedroia being possibly the best high ball hitter in the American League. They want the ball down, and it's up. And with that slide uppercut that Pedroia has, he drives it right out of the ballpark. Watch this swing, how he just keeps that bat up there and doesn't miss it. Alvarez knew it too.
Right up in his happy zone, and he took care of it. You mentioned 27 home runs. Only Bobby Doerr, the Hall of Famer, is the only other Sox second baseman to hit more home runs in a season than Dustin Pedroia. Pretty good company.
Combining the power and speed. He had 26 stolen bases last year too.
Rookie of the Year and an MVP. He's a player. Adrian Gonzalez has struck out. He's also walked. It's a 2-1 ball game. The hits are even at 4. Bouncing ball. Kelly Johnson retires Gonzalez. He's 0 for 2. Well, I tell you, that's the one thing that has impressed me from day one with Henderson Alvarez. He doesn't get rattled.
No. Just gives up a home run. He shows a little bit of emotion after the ball left the ballpark from Pedroia, and then comes right back. Gets right back into things. Gets a strike on Gonzalez and then retires him. 90 pitches now for Alvarez.
Another strike. If he can get Euclid, this will probably be his last batter. Well, if he doesn't get him, it'll probably be his last batter. David Ortiz on deck. Darren Oliver is standing ready down in the bullpen. What a pitch. Boy, a comeback fastball starts off the plate outside. He hasn't lost a thing off his heater.
Right into the glove of Aaron Sebia, and it was down and away.
High fly ball to right field. Rasmus looking at Bautista, who makes the catch. Jose Bautista got a good jump. The Red Sox get on the board with a solo home run. It's a 2-1 game. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg. taking over for Felix Lebrun. He gave up 1 run on an inning and a third on Saturday at Detroit. That was his first appearance of the season.
Bobby Valentine and the Boston Red Sox electing to go with 8 pitchers out of their bullpen early in the season. Just 3 bench players. Scott Atchison, one of 6 right-handers in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Atchison posted a career-best 326 earned run average last year. Made 6 stints with Boston. Up and down all of last season.
Number 5 hitter Adam Lynn will start things off against Atchison. Lynn facing Atchison for the first time. Boy, what a job. Henderson Alvarez pitched out of a tough jam in the 3rd inning. Stranded a couple after a single and a double. That was actually in the 5th inning with 1 out. There's a good breaking ball from Atchison. In the 5th inning, Cody Ross singled, and then Ryan Sweeney doubled. Jared Saltalamacchia was retired on a ground ball, and Michael Vilas, Red Sox left 2. And fouls it up.
And it's early in the season. John Farrell has said he's going to watch the pitch count and the load that he puts on these young starters in the month of April.
And they have an extra arm down in that bullpen. Aaron Laffey was added to the roster. Joe Carreño was sent out after the game on Sunday. Aaron Laffey, the left-hander, is now added to that complement of lefties. There are 3 left-handers in the Blue Jays bullpen now to go along with the 5 right-handers.
And they'll go with 4 starters now for the next 2 weeks or so, with off days. And in that, it seems like as they mapped it out, they only need 4 starters, and they'd like to have that extra arm down in that bullpen.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Just outside. Full count. Hazel May's been working hard. Hazel's with some special guests.
I'm telling you, the megastars are out tonight. We have the judges from the hit city TV show Canada's Got Talent. To my far right, the talented and very creative Stefan Macchio, the beautiful Misha Bruger-Gosman in the middle, and the legendary Martin Short right to my right. Misha, let me start with you, Misha. Hit TV show, congratulations to all 3 of you. For the handful of people living under a rock, give us up to speed on what the show's all about.
Well, listen, we went coast to coast listening to and seeing a lot of Canada's talent. So much variety. Canada definitely has talent. And now we're down to the semifinalists. And tonight, by now, people will know that we've got 2 more semifinalists on our hands.
Speaking of talent, Stefan, not only are you a judge, but you wrote the new Blue Jays theme on Sportsnet. Congratulations. Tell us about creating something like that. What goes into that?
What goes into it? You actually, a bit of luck with the inspiration. You know what? I just think baseball, and out comes this, you drink this magic potion, and a theme comes out.
Boy, just like that. Martin Short's nodding. Yeah, I do that too. I say the iconic and legendary Martin Short. The whole world loves you. How difficult is it for you to say no to some of these talented acts?
You know, it's kind of heartbreaking to say no to, especially when you know that they so deeply believe that they are you know, what it takes to be a star. But unfortunately, it's a contest, and you just have to keep thinking, if you say yes to everybody, then there's no winner.
Somewhat hard to say no to. I mean, some of them are not.
There was an 800-pound contortionist whose act was trying to get through a hula hoop. That was easy.
You're saying that was one of the easier ones, correct? To say... Yeah,
one girl just read the lyrics of Evergreen. That wasn't tough.
Yeah. One girl just got up there and belched. That was an easy buzz, and not in a good way. And not in a good way. I thought
that was a gift. I can't do it.
All right, so no contortionist and no belching, Buck. Thank you to Martin and Stefan and Misha. Canada's Got Talent. Be there or be square, people. Back to you.
Great job, Hazel. A 1-2-3 inning for Scott Atchison. We'll go to the 7th. The Blue Jays clinging to a 1-run lead. against the Boston Red Sox. 6 innings, 4 hits. The only run was the solo home run by Dustin Pedroia in the top of the 6th. 95 pitches overall. A great performance in his first start of the season.
Yeah, shut him out last time he faced him over 6 innings. The only mistake here, the home run by Dustin Pedroia. 2 strikeouts, a lot of good movement on his pitches. He seemed to be in command, and he threw strikes, and when he got himself in trouble, he kept his poise and got out of it. He will give way now to Darren Oliver, the veteran. A couple of left-handers scheduled to bat this inning, so Oliver's going to come out of that bullpen. And John Farrell's first guy, the veteran, he's been good. Mixes all his pitches, throws strikes.
3rd appearance of the season for the 41-year-old left-hander. Throws a first pitch strike to David Ortiz. These two know each other well. Ortiz 3 for 13 in their head-to-head matchups. Nothing like 0-2. Come right into a ball game and don't give the hitter a chance to get a read on you.
Yeah, don't think about anything. Just go out there and pump strikes in there, and he can do it with a couple of different pitches. Good fastball that he'll spot in and out. He's also got a good late breaking ball.
Tried to catch the outside corner with that fastball. Oliver's been a very good pitcher the last several years, pitching against tough left-handers like Ortiz. Oliver has appeared in the postseason for the last 6 years. He'd like to make it 7.
Yeah, we all would, right?
He went to the postseason with the Mets in 06, then 3 straight years with the Angels. In the last 2 seasons, he was part of that terrific Texas Rangers ball club. Breaking ball just missed. It's 2-2. Top of the 7th inning. A 2-1 ball game. Ortiz drives this the opposite way. Eric Thames, who came on as a pinch hitter, is now positioned in left. Ortiz with a couple of opposite field base hits tonight. He's 2 for 3.
Take what they give you. A couple of strikes on David Ortiz. Big hole on the left side of the field. Stays right with that. Dave Baggett was telling me that David Ortiz, when he's hot, he'll stay on that ball a lot longer and drive the ball the other way.
Cody Ross. First pitch strike right in on the inside corner. Darren Oliver's been in the big leagues since '93. Came up with the Texas Rangers, so he's pitched against everybody. Cody Ross has an at bat against him. This time he fights it off. Oliver again is ahead.
These pitchers who have been in the game that long, Jamie Moyer, Darren Oliver, they've seen everything. They don't get excited about any situation. They've been in games like this. No panic. Young players can learn a lot from pitchers who've been around like this.
Tried to catch that outside corner. 1-2. Darren Oliver was a starting pitcher when he first came up to the big leagues. He appeared as a relief pitcher his first 2 seasons and then became a starter in '96. Made 30 starts for the Texas Rangers and won a career high 14 games. He went 14-6 that year.
If you are left-handed and you've got a good breaking ball and you throw strikes.
Off-speed pitch. Ross arguing that he foul-tipped it. And Sebia hangs on first out of the inning.
You can pitch forever. And that's what Darren Oliver does here. A breaking ball out of the strike zone. Expands it with 2 strikes to Cody Ross, who's hit the ball hard twice. Timing messed up just a little bit on that curveball.
One out. Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney had a one-out double back in the fifth. Boy, how about Oliver coming right at him? You don't give hitters a lot of information if you come out of the pen. You're better off throwing strikes, pound that zone. Hooked foul, 0-2. It's the Honda home opener, 48,743. And they've had a good time. It's been a good ball game. Great pregame ceremonies. Jose Bautista was given his Silver Slugger Award and recognized by the full house. Dr. Ron Taylor threw out the ceremonial first pitch. There goes Ortiz. Arancibia from his knees, right on the money. Boy, Ortiz gambled in a tough situation. And what a throw by the catcher, J.P. Arancibia.
We saw this in Cleveland. Arancibia doing the same thing. Doesn't have time to get up and throw it, so he just throws it from his knees. And it's right on the money. Ortiz argues, but second base umpire, that's Ted Barrett, bangs him. That throw from Arancibia was so perfect. All Escobar had to do was catch it and lay the glove down.
And the whole thing started because Arancibia received the ball so well. He had his thumb up, he was patient, took his time, never panicked, and gunned down David Ortiz, who was trying to get into scoring position.
Surprising. Blue Jays playing behind Ortiz, trying to catch him by surprise. That throw a little bit into the runner, and it works out beautifully for the Blue Jays.
2-2, 2 outs. Sweeney stays alive. Boy, how about the defense tonight for the Blue Jays all around the diamond? Escobar started a terrific double play at the end of the second. Kelly Johnson had to take a wide throw, still took his time, made the double play throw to first. Colby Rasmus with a diving, sliding catch in the third inning. Takes a hit away from Jared Saltalamacchia. Adam Lynn made a good play on Saltalamacchia in the fifth. Popped up. Corey will give it a look, but it's out of play. Adam Lynn with runners at second and third got a hot shot right at him. Looked the runner back at third and went to the bag to retire Saltalamacchia.
Had to backhand that ball and then keep his eyes on the runner. And Ross was not able to score from third base, less than 2 outs.
Defense is huge in a close ball game. Sweeney's putting up quite a battle. Sweeney and Oliver are very familiar with one another, having both played in the AL West. Sweeney with the Oakland Athletics, Oliver with the Rangers.
I'm sure he has faced him plenty of times in these situations right here.
How about that? What a bounce back inning for Darren Oliver. He gives up a leadoff base hit, a strikeout, a throw him out, and another strikeout. J.P. Arancibia will come to the plate, bottom of the seventh. Yunel Escobar, Colby 7th inning. Blue Jays lead 2-1. Dwayne Murphy, Kelly Johnson going over Scott Atchison, who is in his 2nd inning of work. Atchison had a 1-2-3 6th inning, couple of strikeouts and a ground out. 8-9-1 for the Blue Jays. Aaron Seavey hits it on the ground. Big hop for the second baseman, Pedroia.
The all-new 2012 Honda CR-V. Yeah, it does that. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Colby Rasmus has had a big season debut here at Rogers Center. He tripled in his first at-bat, came on to score, lifts this one into center field. Should be an easy play for Ellsbury. Atchison has retired 5 straight. Darren Oliver worked the 7th. Francisco Cordero loosening up. Getting ready for the 8th. Red Sox scheduled batters top of the 8th. Saltalamacchia, Aviles, and the leadoff hitter, Jacoby Ellsbury. Bobby Valentine's team 0-3 to start the season. They started the season 0-6 a year ago. And the 0-3 start this year, first time since the 30s that the Boston Red Sox have had back-to-back 0-3 starts.
2nd straight season that they have to start the season 6 games on the road. Open up in Detroit this year and then come here to Toronto. Last year 0-6 those first 6 road games.
1-2 to Escobar. Escobar struck out in the 5th. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked and scored in the 3rd. Bouncing ball toward 3rd. Youkilis not in time. Escobar, a little chop at 3rd, gets a 2-out base hit here in the 7th.
Maybe that'll get him going also. Youkilis playing back deep. Ball just tapped right on the dirt, and Escobar hustles down that line, and Youkilis just doesn't have enough on it, just can't get there quick enough. Watch Escobar, he's smelling base hit right here. We've only had 2 of them so far this year. This is number 3.
Looks like a line drive. Feels like a line drive when you're scuffling. Kelly Johnson isn't scuffling. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. He walked in the 1st, had a fielder's choice back to the pitcher's mound that Dubront threw late to home, and that allowed Colby Rasmus to score from 3rd. And then he had a terrific pitch from Dubront in the 5th and lined it into center field. Good combination for John Farrell if he wants to start the runner right here. Kelly Johnson can put the ball in play. Not going. Bouncing ball. Pedroia waits on it and goes to 1st. Kelly Johnson bounces out to 2nd. Blue Jays get a hit but leave a runner stranded. It's still 2-1. Spitz are the official seeds of the Toronto Blue Jays. Rasmus hit his first triple as a Blue Jay. Scored a run, made a fine defensive play in the outfield. He's had a good night.
He also had a good break off of third base when he got there to score that run on that comebacker to the mound by Kelly Johnson. Francisco Cordero, his third game of the season. This is where John Farrell has penciled him in this year, the 8th inning in front of Sergio Santos. And it's nice to have a veteran like Cordero with his 327 saves setting up Santos. Sinks the balls, got a good slider, doesn't get rattled when he is out on that mound. You can see he's a little bit different type of pitcher now. Ground ball percentage, 83% of the balls are on the ground when Cordero's in the game now.
And that's good news for the Blue Jays because their infield defense has been outstanding. Cordero had support by the infield defense on Saturday when he closed out the Indians in the 12th inning. Brett Lawrie made a terrific defensive play, ranging wide to his left on a hot shot by Shelley Duncan, turned it into a force out at second and saved a run. Next batter grounded out to end the ball game. Saltalamacchia cues it off the end of the bat. Saltalamacchia made a bid for a couple of hits tonight, and the Blue Jays defense has denied him. Toby Rasmus made a sliding catch on a little looping liner back into third, and then he hit it hard right at Adam Lynn with a chance to pick up an RBI, but Cody Ross didn't get a good jump off third. This ball is popped into the air. Brett Lawrie over near the wall, got there, and he had it hit his glove, but he had to lean over the cameramen that are positioned down in that camera bay.
You could hear on the microphones down there that J. Pierre Arancibia telling his buddy that he's got plenty of room. He got room to make the catch, and he had it just for a second in his glove, but he just couldn't squeeze it. As he backhands it, you can see it's in the pocket, but then it pops out and he can't get the glove around it.
Well, he stayed with it and got right to that wall, leaned in as far as he could, but it popped out of his glove. Cordero makes Saltalamacchia dance out of the way.
Reach back for a little something else extra right there.
2-2. I always felt as a catcher, if you could make a hitter move their feet, it took them a pitch or two to get their feelings back in the batter's box. Up and in, they just duck out of the way. They never lose their grip.
So this is the pitch he wants to get him with.
And he did. Up and away. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for the Blue Jays bullpen.
Cordero looks like he's throwing a little bit harder than what his last time out. And he totally fooled Saltalamacchia there. In Cleveland, it looked like he was sinking the ball just a little bit more, throwing a slider. Tonight, it looks like he's reaching back for a little something extra.
Catches the bottom of the zone against Mike Aviles. Aviles has gone 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Off the end of the bat. Cordero will get to the bag in time. 2 quick outs. We'll be right back here tomorrow night at Rogers Center. Kyle Drabek will make his season debut. While the action begins at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, that's 3:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Kyle Drabek, be interesting to see him. He has really worked hard to improve his mechanics. Yeah, I was really impressed. We saw him against the Yankees in that 9th game. And they had the A-team in the lineup, and they didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of funky swings that night by the Yankee regulars against Kyle Drabek. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch him go against this veteran team of the Red Sox.
Jacoby Ellsbury, we had mentioned how Ellsbury was a one-man wrecking crew last year against the Blue Jays. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Oh, what a play! Adam Lind is flashing the leather. The defense all over the field has been outstanding. Lind takes away potentially extra bases, positioned perfectly, gets a good jump, and ends the 8th.
By PlayStation Vita with touchscreen technology. Never stop playing PlayStation Vita.
A whale of a ball game here at Rogers Center to start the home schedule.
The place is still buzzing after that play by Adam Lind.
Jose Bautista has been held hitless. He's 0 for 3. Popped into right. Easy play for Ryan Sweeney. Brett Lawrie talking about this defense. I tell you what, he didn't let anybody rest. When he gets in the dugout, he's talking to somebody. Whoever he's standing here now is describing how he leaned over into that camera base and I had it, and that cameraman knocked it right out of my glove. He was covering up and everything.
Yeah, it's the cameraman, right?
I extended. Yeah.
He won't miss the next one.
I tell you what, this is some fun team. They have a good time. They play hard. John Farrell and the coaching staff did a terrific job of letting the players have a good time in the spring, but at the same time, they paid attention to detail right up to the last day.
And worked hard every single day. The drills that they did in spring training were all done at game speed. And it certainly carried right into the games.
How many spring trainings have you been to where players just kind of look at it and say, oh, what are we doing this for? It's the end of spring training. That wasn't the case with the Blue Jays.
And it starts with the veterans. The veterans have to buy into it and go after it just like they're young players.
There's no better team player than that guy right there, Jose Bautista. He's the reigning two-time Major League leader in home runs, and he is the leader of the pack when it comes to fundamental drills. Encarnacion off the end of the mound. Big hop for Aviles. 2 outs here in the 8th. Henderson Alvarez is the pitcher of record. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 run. That was the home run to Pedroia in the 6th. Walked the batter and struck out 2, and was helped out by the terrific defense behind him. Melendez made a couple of good plays tonight. Blue Jays turned a great double play early in this game in the 7th. Lynn didn't focus as much this spring on his defensive play at first. He worked on his overall game, but boy, last year it was a first base clinic for him every day.
That's the one thing I asked him in spring training this year. I said, what's the biggest difference between spring training last year and this year? He said, last year I had to learn a whole new position.
Then strikes out. The Blue Jays go quietly. Atchison does a nice job. 3 innings of relief. He has held the Blue Jays to a single hit. We will go to the 9th. Sergio Santos. Opportunity to pick up the save. On the home opener, and they gave away a Honda. The lucky winner was Peter Lipke, who wins the Honda. He'll take that home tonight. And there have been a lot of great things going on. And not only have there been plenty of activities, but the Blue Jays are leading here in the 9th with a 1-run lead, and the closer, Sergio Santos, is on.
Great stuff. Blew a game in Cleveland after giving up a home run on a high fastball. Santos right back out there. He possesses a very strong fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour, with a good slider.
Dustin Pedroia jumps on the first pitch, a high fastball. Eric Thames quickly off the wall. Here's the throw to second, but it's not in time. Dustin Pedroia, one of the best fastball hitters in the game, wasted no time going after that high fastball from Santos.
Another one that is up. That's the same type of pitch that he homered on back in the 6th inning. A fastball in. Aaron Sebio wants it away, and it's up and in, and somehow Pedroia is able to keep that ball fair. A lot of times those balls like that, they hook them foul. This time he keeps it fair, and if the throw was on line, they had a shot. But Johnson has to move a little bit, then Pedroia slides in with the leadoff double.
Pedroia represents the tying run. Adrian Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 0 for 2 with a walk. Way inside. Gonzalez hasn't faced Santos. Gonzalez, his first year in the American League last year, coming over from San Diego. That's a changeup that Santo really worked on this spring.
I think he needs that to complement that good fastball. Throw with good arm speed, good arm action. And it'll keep those hitters off that fastball.
This is a very good fastball hitting ball club. 1-1. Gets away from Arancibia, and Pedroia will move up. Boy, that's a big 90 feet right there for the Red Sox.
It certainly is, with 3, 4, 5 coming up. That ball gets away again. Arancibia wanted the ball away, and Santos couldn't get it to the outside corner. Comes all the way back over the inside part of the plate and whistles back to the backstop.
It's a pass ball charged to Arancibia, and that'll force the infield to come in. Infield now playing halfway. Right side is halfway. The left side a little bit more than halfway. The tying run is at third. The Red Sox have now out-hit the Blue Jays 6-5, but they trail by 1. They mentioned what a good fastball hitting team this was. How about Adrian Gonzalez? This is the batting average against fastballs, and look at Gonzalez. He wears out fastballs.
Yeah, a 388 average off of the fastball. Matches up nicely with Santos, and that's why that changeup in his breaking ball is going to be very important in this at bat.
2-2. Boy, Arancibia, he has been great with balls in the dirt.
Did you see him get ready?
He called that breaking ball and knew that if he was going to get beat, it was going to be to his right.
Yeah, and he was ready for it, anticipating that ball. Look how high he is in his stance, and that'll help him to slide over and knock that ball down.
Boy, that was textbook. Full count to Gonzalez. Nobody out here in the ninth. Gonzalez fouls off the off-speed pitch. This has always been a very tough lineup. They have a lot of guys in their lineup that grind out at bats. Well, he hooked up on that fastball. That was 95, and Gonzalez was late.
Your PS3 stays home, but the game goes with you. Never stop playing. PlayStation Vita.
Another 3-2 pitch from Santos. Lifted to left field. Pedroia is tagging at third. Thames makes the catch. Pedroia will score, and we are tied.
That's that big 90 feet that you were talking about right there on that ball. It went back to the backstop after the leadoff double by Pedroia. He can score easily on a fly ball by Gonzalez. That ball doesn't go to the backstop, and he's still standing at second base. Challenges him with another pitch that's up.
Well, he puts it in play, and that's all he needed to do with Pedroia at third. Back to square one. We are tied at 2-0. Santos will be charged with his second blown save of the season. Gonzalez picks up the RBI.
Henderson Alvarez now with the no decision.
Another breaking ball. 0-2. Euclid stays alive. Red Sox have tied it up. Dustin Pedroia, a leadoff double, advanced to third base on a pass ball and scores on a sacrifice fly. Euclid strikes out. 2 down.
Two strikes. You possess a very good fastball, and hitters have to gear for that. Santos that time threw him the breaking ball, and he got Euclid with the strikeout, his first of the night.
Ortiz late on a fastball. David Ortiz has a couple of opposite field hits here this evening. He had a little ground ball through the vacated spot at third base with the shift employed, and then hit a line drive to left field in the seventh. And then he tried a sneak attack, tried to steal Aaron Sebia, threw him out at second.
He can still turn on a fastball. There a couple of years ago, there's Alfredo Aceves now warming up for Bobby Valentine's team. A couple of years ago, they talked about Ortiz maybe losing a step or two. I don't think so.
Well, as Hazel May told us earlier in the ball game, Ortiz dropped 20 pounds in the offseason. Kind of trim down that kitchen. He can get that bat around. Always a threat. 29 homers a year ago.
He had the 4th best average in baseball when it comes to hitting guys who've got the type of fastball that Santos has. 93 plus, he hit almost 350.
And he's got a fastball count now at 3-1. He'll take the walk. So Santos came in the ball game to pitch the top of the ninth with a 1-run lead. Dustin Pedroia jumped on the first pitch from Santos for a leadoff double. Came around to score on a sac fly by Adrian Gonzalez after the Aaron Sebia pass ball. Pedroia has homered and doubled here tonight in 4 at-bats.
Lots of information being passed around between players. That's Dave Magadan, the hitting coach, on the right there.
Fastball at 94, but upstairs. Or the hitting coaches, they put in a lot of time with their ball clubs. Who's more of a psychologist, the hitting coach or the pitching coach? They both have about the same number of patients.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good call. I'm going to say 50-50. I mean, you have to be technical, but you also have to know what buttons to push with some of these players.
1-1, 2 outs. Ross fouls it at the plate. Looks like a breaking ball. Blue Jays pitching coach. Here's Walton. Crowd on their feet. 9th inning. Outside, it's 2-2. full count. That'll give Ortiz a running start at first.
They haven't been holding him on, Ortiz. Last time we were in this situation, he tried to steal him, was thrown out. Now Adam Lind is going to play behind Ortiz at first base.
And the outfield has to back up with this full count to make sure nothing goes over their head with Ortiz off on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. There goes Ortiz. Ball 4. Sergio Santos, in his first appearance here at Rogers Center, battling his command right now.
Just pulling off of it just a little bit. You see Bruce Walton out to talk to him just to settle him down and talk about the batter. Darnell McDonald is going to come in and run, pinch run for David Ortiz at second base. Put a little speed out there. Well, this is a good time to go out there and just kind of talk, calm things down, go over the strategy, how they're going to face Sweeney.
So Valentine dips into his bench. They only have 3 players on the bench with 8 relievers in their bullpen. Darnell McDonald started in the game yesterday at Detroit, went 1 for 5. Brian Sweeney has a double in 3 trips. McDonald at second, Ross at first. Red Sox have scored a run here in the 9th to tie it at 2-all. Base hit right field. McDonald being waved home. Bautista's got a good shot at him. There's the throw. It gets away from Arancibia. Second runner coming toward the plate. Now he'll stop. But Lind is backing up. Bautista really got a good jump and made a strong throw to the plate, but the second hop kind of handcuffed Arancibia.
Yeah, it looked like it came up on him. Good time for the Red Sox to pinch run McDonald. Scores on the base hit. Through the right side, Bautista comes up firing very quickly. Grabs it, comes up on him, and watch where the ball is. Ideally, you'd want just one hop to come up to the catcher, but when that second one hit Arancibia, it bounced up on him, and that allowed the runner to score. Watch the second bounce right there. Kind of an in-between hop. It's a do-or-die play for the catcher to come up with it and then apply the tag.
See, the throw got past Arancibia. Santos was backing up the play. Ross was thinking about scoring, but Santos made the play. Lind backed up the overthrow on the return. Saltalamacchia. First pitch strike. Red Sox, and it all started with Dustin Pedroia's leadoff double. Have scored 2 runs on 2 hits and a couple of walks in this inning. Ryan Sweeney delivering key hit. Dustin Pedroia has 2 extra base hits tonight, a homer in the 6th and a leadoff double in the 9th on the first pitch from Sergio Santos. Saltalamacchia is in a hole, 1-2.
Save these runs right here. Sweeney's at second base. Ross is over at third. Save the runs. Take your chances in the bottom of the 9th. 2 more big runs out there.
Lowry, Eric Thames, J.P. Arancibia, the scheduled batters for the Blue Jays. 1-2. Way outside. Santos has now thrown 29 pitches in the inning. Luis Perez loosening up. Two and two, 2 outs. Popped back over the Blue Jays dugout and out of play. Red Sox now have 7 hits in the ball game. John Farrell called upon Darren Oliver to work the 7th. He faced the minimum, struck out 2. Cordero had a 1-2-3-8. Gets away from Aaron Sevilla. Ross will come in to score. That ball bounces into the dugout. Sweeney was headed for home, but the ball bounced out of play. 1 base from the mound. Cody Ross scores the 3rd run of the inning.
Not a whole lot you can do if J. Pierre and Sevilla on that ball in dirt. It's such a hard breaking ball. He tries to get over. Looks like it took it off the wrist or the forearm, and it bounces into the dugout. He tries to get over there. It comes up hard on him. Gets meat of his hand on it, and it ricochets into the dugout. Another run scores.
That's a wild pitch charge to Santos. Another 3-2 pitch. Foul back. Sweeney moves to 3rd on the wild pitch. This has turned into an ugly inning. Sweeney with a RBI single to right is 2 for 4 tonight. He's also doubled. Third walk of the inning issued by Sergio Santos. And that's going to be it. John Farrell has made the call to the bullpen. Not the kind of debut Santos was looking for.
No, especially after that last outing in Cleveland when he gave up the home run to Asdrubal Cabrera. Get back on the horse and save it here, but it didn't happen. And now Perez has got to come in to shut him down.
Mike Aviles, the number 9 hitter. The Red Sox have scored 3 here in the ninth to take a 4-2 lead. Luis Perez, who had a great outing in the season opener on Thursday in Cleveland, came into the ball game in the 12th inning with 1 out. Walked the first batter he faced, Michael Brantley, but then got a double play to get out of the inning. He finished up with 4 hitless innings of relief.
And got the win in that game. 3rd time in his career that he went 4 innings out of the bullpen. Sergio Santos, all he can do is watch now. Tough being the closer when you're the last man standing.
2 outs, runners at the corners. Sweeney at 3rd, Saltalamacchia at 1st. Aviles goes after the first pitch and hits into the force out. But the Red Sox storm back with 3 in the ninth. The Blue Jays are down by 2. Brett Flory will lead things off when we come back. has had a rough start. On Thursday, he hit Ramon Santiago and set up the game-winning base hit by Austin Jackson. Then he got another chance with a 3-run lead in the ninth in a 10-7 game. Miguel Cabrera hit the home run to tie it. The Sox would take the lead in the 11th, but lose it in the bottom of the 11th. It's been a rough start for Alfredo Aceves.
Yeah, it certainly has. And Bobby Valentine has said they're just 3 days away from losing their closer, Andrew Bailey, right at the end of spring training. He had to have surgery on his thumb, and he won't be back till around the All-Star break, if at the earliest. So they're trying to figure out their bullpen. Alfredo Aceves was going to start, was going to be a long man, and he's now closing ball games for the Red Sox. There's last season in 55 games, 10-2. He certainly has had success in the big leagues. But for the first time closing.
Yeah, and it is the first time closing. He and Dubront were in a battle for that spot in the rotation. Dubront got the nod. And Aceves has started out as the closer for Bobby Valentine. He'll get another opportunity here. Aceves, for his career against the Blue Jays in 13 games, he is 2-0 with a 0.96 ERA and held the opponents to a 146 batting average. He has been tough on Toronto. So Brett Lawrie will try to get things going and see if he can't rally the troops here. Down by 2, bottom of the ninth. They were down by 3 on opening day in a 4-1 ball game and tied it. Aceves throws the first pitch straight. What type of pitcher is Aceves?
Aceves has been a long man. He's had some years, some very good years with the Yankees and with the Red Sox as a long man. So he's got starter stuff. He's got 4 pitches that he can throw over for strikes. Moves the fastball in and out. Curveball's got a good changeup. A lot of times when you are facing closers, you can eliminate a few pitches. They either have a fastball and then a good secondary pitch, a splitter, a specialty pitch, if you will. Aceves a little bit different.
How about the effort Valentine got from Scott Atchison?
Wow.
He pitched 3 innings of 1-hit relief and struck out 3.
And the only hit he gave up was that infield single to Escobar, that little tapper up the third baseline.
Scott Atchison in line for the W. Bouncing ball to short. Aviles waits back on it. Lawrie is out by half a step. 1 down here in the ninth. Stay tuned after the game for Connected. Ken Reed and Ivanka Osmak will bring you up to speed, break down the ceremonies around this opening day here at Rogers Center. 48,743 in attendance. It's been a well-played game until the ninth. Blue Jays on defense were great all night long.
Yeah, that was the storyline heading into the ninth inning, the way they played defense, the pitching of Henderson Alvarez.
Eric Thames will bat for a second time. That was after a first pitch. Thames came on as a pinch hitter, batting for Rajay Davis in the 6th and grounded to first. Rally caps are out. J.P. Arancibia on deck.
Get that first guy on.
Fights it off and flavors it into the seats.
Get the tying run to the plate just so you have a shot.
That kind of sums up the mood here. It was festive until the top of the ninth. Blue Jays had a 2-1 lead going into the top of the ninth, and then the Red Sox rallied. And how many times have we seen their great second baseman start rallies?
That's not the guy I want to see coming up in the ninth inning.
I don't care what the score is.
Yeah.
He's going to do something to get his team going. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dustin Pedroia with a pair of hits tonight, both extra base hits. He scored 2 of the Red Sox 4 runs. Aceves and Saltalamacchia having trouble getting together. Finally, they're set. We mentioned the Blue Jays. They've never fared well against Aceves. Aceves has held them to a 146 batting average. Up and away for the strikeout. He rode that fastball top of the zone.
I remember him when he was with the Yankees. He'd come in and just throwing strikes. And that's the important thing that you want out of the bullpen. Good mixture of pitches. He wanted to stay away from Eric Thames. And he gets him out with a high fastball.
Give you an idea of how effective Aceves has been in the big leagues. He has a 24-3 big league record. They went 10-1 with the Yankees in 2009.
To have a guy like that come out of your bullpen now as a long man, a little bit different now as he's closing games because of the injury to Andrew Bailey, but a guy who comes out of your bullpen and throws strikes and gives you innings, settles the game down.
0-1 to Aaron Sebia. Tried to check, and he did, according to crew chief Tim McClellan. Aceves is 30 years old. He was born in Sonora, Mexico. Came up with the Yankees for the first time in 2008. Ball and a strike. Waved at and missed. It's 1-2.
That's why he was so tough right there. It's so much different than other closers. You can't get a pattern from a guy who's got 3 or 4 pitches coming out of that bullpen.
Aaron Sebia stays alive. Kobe Rasmus on deck. Rasmus has had a good night. I'd love to get one more whack at it. Bouncing ball up the middle. Aviles waits, throws out Aaron Sebia, and the Red Sox have won their first game of the season. They stormed back with 3 runs in the 9th, sparked by Dustin Pedroia. Ryan Sweeney picked up an RBI. And Alfredo Aceves has a clean 1-2-3 9th inning to pick up his first save.
First save for 8 innings. This was about pitching and defense for the Blue Jays. The bullpen did a good job, Oliver and then Cordero, but then that 9th inning, something that we saw a lot of last year with the blown saves. Santos came in, just could not find the strike zone, a couple of walks, a couple of hits, and the Red Sox have the win.
Red Sox now 3-1 on the season. We'll be right back here tomorrow night. Stay tuned for Connected. Ken Reed, Ivanka Osback will break it all down.